is going on with the Diaz boys? We have conflicting pieces of evidence. Here, let me give you an example. Nate Diaz has had his moment in the sun in this sport, without question. But boy, that sun was never shining brighter than when he left. And I'm talking about, he comes back, he takes on Pettis. Oh my goodness, they had to open up seats. This thing was so big. I was at the weigh-in for that. The heavyweight championship of the world was going to be contested. He was in a co-main event spot, but pretty close to home. That weigh-in went insane. That arena went insane. Nobody got the response of Nate, including the heavyweight championship, which ended in an upset with a new champion. I mean, it got its buzz. I'm just telling you, it did not get what Nate got. Nate parlays that into an interview that lands him in a BMF title fight in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Big deal. And when he left that night at Madison Square Garden, he had a lot of people that were very upset because they did not like how that fight was stopped. They didn't like how that ending of that fight came, and they wanted to see the rematch. And the rematch started to get talked about. It started to gain some real buzz, and then it just went away. It just went away. And when the talk of the rematch went away, Nate went away with it. Now, this is kind of Nate's move, right? I mean, Nate is going to do what Nate wants to do. And when and if he comes back, it's going to be fire again. Generally speaking, a guy doesn't go out with that kind of a buzz, in that kind of great shape, with that kind of demand, with these kind of paychecks coming in. They just generally don't do it like that. And Nate hasn't retired. So you tell me, what is the holdup with Nate? Are we waiting on an opponent? It could be anything he wants to do, including rematches with George Masvidal or Conor McGregor. And these are going to be a big deal. You could bring in some fresh blood. It's going to be a big deal. Now let's go to Nick. So Nick retired from the sport. He's done. Don't even call me. I don't want to do interviews. I'm out. Goodbye. Then he came back. And all the while, he was in pretty good shape. Like, you'd see some videos of Nick pop up, or you'd see some workouts of Nick pop up. And I don't know that I've seen him doing and competing in the triathlons, but he still looked like the same Nick Diaz. He looked like he hadn't gained any weight. He looked like he still had his eye on the ball. He was showing up. He was training some guys. AJ Agazarm was getting workouts with him by example. He was there at Madison Square Garden supporting his brother by example. But okay, he's done. He's retired. We'll take him at his word. He's done. And then all of a sudden, he's not. As a matter of fact, not only is he not retired, he's been in training. As a matter of fact, not only has he been training, he completed the full training cycle of 12 weeks. He takes his shirt off. This is on some video that goes on Instagram that he's ripped. He's so ripped, he's under 170 pounds. Don't forget the last time he fought was at 185 with Anderson. Don't forget that was at middleweight. He did all of his best work at 170. He now weighs 168. He's under his prime weight class. What are we to make of that? Is Nick all of a sudden a 155 pounder? Is Nick just in this great of shape? And what are we going to do after this 12-week diet and exercise experiment that we've now been let in on? Now revealed to us, what are we going to do? I guess Nick's going to fight. That's what we're going to do. What else would this be about? But then he didn't fight. And then the dialogue of him fighting isn't even out there. Is it an USADA issue? Is he not in the pool? Is he getting some paperwork done? Is he working on licensing? Is it any of these things? And how come we never know? And I'll tell you, I've done my due diligence. You can ask Nick. I've called Nick 10 times. Between calls and text messages, I've 10 times to Nick. Of those 10, one or two, hey, I get back to you. Hey, in the middle of something, call you back. I never heard. I'll even go to Errol. Errol knows everything about everything. Errol's like, man, I haven't heard. I don't know. I talked to his manager today who informed me I haven't been his manager for about 2 years. I don't know. It seems like these two guys that are in such high demand that everybody loves are the only two guys that keep a secret in the whole sport. What's going on with that? They don't have an iPhone out in Stockton? The governor of California can't have dinner without getting caught and spread all over the news. Diaz boys can do whatever they want. Nobody knows. I'm asking you a sincere question. What's going on with the Diazes?